I made a lot of money from that company. I sold her on.
Would you have imagined that the company would be sold for that amount?
I was 19 and it felt like all the money in the world to me. And I wanted that money. I really wanted that.
We can see the man behind.
Listen, I feel like we're close and all that, and it's time the world saw who I am.
I'm so grateful and so proud of myself.
Inspiring me to be a developer, so that's going to come.
What you do is the whole team, every single one of us. He watches up north. These are challenge me.
Subscribe, do everything you need to do, yeah?
We're going to start off with this, right?
Yeah, we'll start with
So this is a gift someone sent to the room. It's got Gold Bits, non-alcoholic champagne. And you tell me how
I'm
good
going
it
to put that on screen right now, non-alcoholic champagne. So when we're
it's
drinking
non-alcoholic.
this...
If you want alcoholic, I can order it in.
No, I'm good.
All right, good, man. There you go. Toast.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Let's get the show on the road.
Let's go
So,
for it.
what is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the CEOCAST. Now, I'm giving you a lot of first-hand exclusive episode, one that you're never going to get everywhere else, and it's never going to be aired again. So viewer discretion as well. It's probably going to be 18 plus. There's going to be
A lot of swearing.
a lot of swearing,
A lot of swearing.
smoking,
Tobacco involved.
the whole lot.
Non-alcoholics.
Yeah, so that brings me straight to the point. Mr. Hublot, what's going on, my brother?
What's going on, my brother?
Yeah?
Good to see you, man.
Good to see you too. I'm actually surprised that we're sitting here today doing this episode.
It's crazy. When I knew you was in Dubai, I'm like, do you know what? You're trying to interview me.
Yeah.
Let's do it in Dubai.
100%.
And I was going to ask you to come and join me in my home.
Yeah.
But currently it's tenanted. So this is the next best thing, man.
Yeah, so where are we right now? Next
We
best
are
thing.
in Burj Al Arab.
Yeah, which you lot would have all seen in the intro shots anyway, but Burj Al Arab.
Are you impressed?
I'm very impressed.
I'm no longer impressed. I'm being honest with you.
No?
Nah, it used to be much more better here. The service was much more better. Everything was much more better. But now I feel like the standards has dropped.
Yeah. Just tell you the only thing that I'm slightly disappointed in the fact that I'm a balcony person.
Yeah.
So I've got balconies.
I need sea view, I need balcony, I need smoking, and I prefer a balcony, but do you know what? You cannot say no to this view though, even without a balcony. It's fucking stunning.
Yeah, so I was literally there yesterday doing the jet ski.
Yeah, that's right. And I thought, I spotted you. I was like, do you know what? That's probably him.
No, it would have been mad if you did.
It's crazy.
Crazy eyes. But yeah, man, look, everyone knows you from social media. You know, there was a viral video that went around from City Made Sham. Come up to you saying, what do you do for a living?
Yeah, my super rich.
So you went even more viral. Yeah, so what do you actually do for a living?
So I do a lot of different things. I'm involved in a lot of projects, a lot of companies, but my main income has come in since I was age 15, 16, and that's from e-commerce.
Yeah.
Online.
Can we say your age now?
Yeah, I'm 33. I'm going to be 34 in about 2 weeks.
Okay. 34. So what sort of e-commerce are we talking?
In men's and women accessories. And do you know what? That is it. I'm not going to talk about the company. I'm going to explain what I do. Yeah. You're not going to know the name of the company, the products, etc. I don't talk about that. I'm sorry.
Without saying the company name and everything like that, is it something that's very mainstream almost?
Yeah, one of them is definitely. One of them, I would guarantee some of your followers probably bought from me. They put money in my pocket and I'm paying for this room with their money right now.
Best way to put it. So it is quite mainstream then, what you do?
Yeah, okay, definitely.
So that all started from you when you were about 15, 16?
Yeah, so I'll tell you how it started. When I was in high school, for my GCSE, I did business studies. And the coursework, the final coursework was, you have to give a business plan of a business you're going to open.
Yeah.
And
I did the same sort of thing.
Yeah.
Businesses.
And I was very I loved hip hop jewelry at the time.
Yeah.
And I remember I used to have a replica sterling silver iced out ring that I got made in USA. My mom's family's from New York. So while I was out there, I got a ring made.
Yeah.
And when I came back to the UK, everyone kept saying, yo, that ring is dope.
Yeah.
It inspired me from P. Diddy's album. I forgot which album it was. It was a long time ago. I think it was Bad Boy for Life. In the album pictures, I think the very last picture, he's in the studio. And he's like that on his deck. And you can see a ring. And I just fell in love with it. So I took the image to New York and I said, I want this. And it cost me about $70, $80. And I got it made. And like I said, when I came back to the UK, everyone's like, I want one.
Yeah, where'd you get it from?
Where'd you get it from? And I said, I got it made. And they were bidding with me. And I'm talking 15, 16-year-old boys, my mates. They're like, I'll buy her off you. I'm like, give me 100 quid, it's yours. And they bought it. Now, you got to remember something. 2004, that was, dollar conversion, I think it's like £1 to $160. It cost me literally nothing. I sold it to them, contacted the company and got another one made.
Let me just ask you there quickly. So around 15, 16 years old, you went to New York.
Yes.
Yeah. Being in that position, like, that's very fortunate because not a lot of people get to do that.
My parents paid for it, yeah.
Okay, so what was your upbringing like is what I was going to ask.
Yeah, it's normal. My dad owned, my mum is housewife, and my dad owned very successful restaurants. And he's actually one of the pioneers in fine dining in London. People will know his restaurant, the Red Fort.
Yeah, I was looking at your Instagram highlights. And
the Red Fort. And people goes, it's owned by someone else now. Now it's shut down. Dad opened it, sold it to someone else. That guy ran it to the ground or did whatever the hell he did.
Yeah.
But when dad owned it, it was something sick.
The place to be, basically.
Yeah. And then he moved us to a small city. I'm not going to say what city.
Yeah.
For my own privacy, I don't like to disclose it. I know my local boys, they know where I'm from.
Yeah.
So they're like, what the fuck you doing hiding in your city? We know where you're from. I don't mind that.
Yeah.
It's people out of the city, they don't know where I'm from.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
And so I like to keep that discreet. So then he did the same concept in our small city, went crazy. And I would say it was normal. Dad never gave us anything we wanted. Never, ever. I couldn't say to him, I love this, give me this Dior. I didn't even know what Dior was then. Give me this Dior. He'd be like, no, go fuck yourself.
So it's a very humble upbringing.
Yeah, he'll give you what you need, not what you want.
Yeah.
Do you understand? He will not do that.
Makes sense.
And it's a good thing. I'm glad he did this, because I think we'd be even more spoiled. I'm spoiling myself now because I feel like I deserve it. I worked hard for it. No one could say they had their hand in my success. I did everything on my own. I didn't take a handout, I didn't take a loan, nothing. No business partners, nothing.
Yeah.
I got a lot of business partners now because I'm involved in so many more projects, but everything was done by myself. And let's get back to how it all started. So for my coursework, instead of giving a business plan, I gave them a business. I opened an online shop selling men's replica iced out jewelry. And when I mean replica, I don't mean fake. I mean, your ring is worth 1 million in diamonds. My one is not stainless steel, sterling silver, worth about 100 quid.
Yeah.
Do you understand? It's a replica of your ring, but not replica in branding.
Things not
like
a replica of being a fake, like a
That's
fake
right.
Rolex or something like that.
And I called the number1bling.com, and that was my coursework. I handed that in, and I remember, I forgot the teacher's name. Goes, yo, that is nice.
Yeah.
And I opened there, and I left school. I didn't go college. I didn't go university. I was working in a restaurant part-time, running my company. Then I got a second job. I was working for O2, the telecommunication
company,
doing customer service advising. And so I had 2 jobs plus running my online jewelry. And the online jewelry, I'm not going to lie, used to bring in probably 150 quid a week. But
a lot.
a lot. I was 16. I was 16. The restaurant, I was working part-time, gave me an extra £70. And full-time working brought me in £210. So combined income every week was just over £400. And I was 16, I was happy with that.
Yeah, 1,600 quid a month. That's a lot of money at 16.
Yeah, it's a lot of money. And of course I was spoiling myself. Like, I started buying Armani jeans for £100. I felt like it was like thousands of pounds. Right now I think about £100, like, what the hell? But it felt nice, I'm wearing all this. And I've been able to go to restaurants I wanted to dine. I always looked at like, I wonder how it tastes there and things like that. And then the number one bling started doing really well. I remember G Unit was on the scene and they had the spinning
They had the chains and everything like that. Yeah,
we got the belts made and we start selling that. We start selling
spinning belts.
Yeah, spinning belts. The G Unit spinning belts. Yeah,
mad.
And then we start selling other. When I say we, I'm talking about myself. But
you referred yourself into third party perspective. So everyone does.
Yes, bangles and what have you, chains and all that. The Cubans, and someone said to me, "Why are you just doing men's? Why no women's?" So I'm like, I don't know nothing about women's. I know literally nothing about women's. And then I said, okay, I'll do some research. I contacted a company in America. They don't exist no more. It's called imitations.com.
So how would you have been at this point?
This was in 2007. So that was 3 years later. I was about 18.
Okay.
Yeah, I was 18. And they said, come and see us. So I went to New York. I went to New York and I went with my dad. And by then I paid for the trip, by the way.
Yeah.
I feel proud about this because it was the first time I paid for something for my dad.
Yeah.
And it wasn't that much, like 250 quid for flights. And of course, we all got families everywhere in the world. You know, us Asians, we know you go
100%.
any country, you'll run into a Bengali or Pakistani or Indian. It's guaranteed. And my mum's entire family is from New York, so I stayed with them. And I dealt with this company. And they were introducing me to this crazy new world. Mariah Carey butterfly ring, pink diamond ring by J-Lo, Paris Hilton, massive rock. I think it was about 18 karat. So this company, what they do exactly what I'm doing.
What, just for
stainless steel? Yeah. Sorry, not stainless, sterling silver, but they use Swarovski, high quality Swarovski, and their company was celeb inspired jewelry. They don't call it imitation. Even though the company is called Imitation, the word is celeb inspired.
Yeah.
So what I did, I remember I bought a few pieces from them. I bought Princess Diana Sapphire ring, and that's the one that Prince William's wife has right now. She got married in, and the engagement ring. So I had the replica one of that made. I had the butterfly ring from Mariah Carey and a few other things, dangle earrings and all this. Eva Longoria was a big thing then. So she had a lot of nice jewelry, all these things. And I think about 50, 60 different items I had made. When I mean made, bought from them. And I opened a company called The Jewel Lounge. And the first week I made 900% more than my best week in number one bling.
Why do you think that was?
It's women.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's women.
Buy a lot more jewelry compared to the men.
Women is, I know they're going to find me sexist. It's easy to sell to women. I know this because of my company.
Yeah.
I know it's hard to sell to a man. A man is more like, if he wants this, he doesn't think he needs another one. With a woman, once you sell him that, you could sell him an updated version.
Yeah.
And another updated version. And another updated version. And it works because in my company, women buy more than men, and I'm grateful for them. I'm so happy that they have that in them, that they keep want to change. They
because then you can market and monetize off of that.
Of course. Yeah. So I'm not saying I aim at women, but the women brings in the sales, especially in my field. And in that field at the time, jewelry, it was a huge thing. And I started making crazy money, like a lot of money. I was 19 years old. I bought a cash paid BMW M3. I used to wear, you know these rappers wearing the Cuban chains? I had proper shit back then. Iced out. Do you understand?
Yeah.
I sold the imitation stuff, but I wore the legit stuff.
Yourself?
Yeah. I bought a Jacob & Co. watch, I remember, for like $18,000 or $19,000. And it was the shit. And don't forget, I was 19.
Yeah, so that's a
I felt
big
I was
step.
ahead of the time. When I look at the guys doing the shit now, I'm like, I did that then. But I don't say to them, oh, I did that. I already done that. I already owned the Jacob.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I made a lot of money from that company, and I sold her on. I cannot name the company I sold her on because I had a disclosure. I sold the company on, and I sold it for a substantial amount of money. I'm not going to say what it was. And that was it. It's true.
Would you have imagined, without saying the figure, would you have imagined that the company would be sold for that amount when you started it?
I didn't think I was ever going to sell it.
No?
No. I think everything's got a price.
Yeah.
And I was 19, and it felt like all the money in the world to me. And I wanted that money. I really wanted that. So I sold that on. And that was it. And I did nothing for a long time. And I was just spending money, man. I was just partying. I used to party hard. I was traveling. I was spending stuff on myself. I was buying watches that I never heard of. I'm like, yeah, let's buy this, let's buy that. I remember I owned so many Submariners and I paid list price on a Daytona. Do you know that? Rolex Daytona.
Well,
£4,850 I paid. Yeah. And then I bought another one for $6,150, I think it was. And they both were a list.
So you've always been to your watches then?
Yeah, I was always into my watches.
Okay.
Yeah, always been into my watches. So I think I was always into my watches because My dad always had nice watches. My dad used to wear Omega and Rolexes, and he still does.
Okay.
And when we were like younger, people used to be like, "Oh, his name's Abdul. Abdul, let me have a look at your Rolex." And we're like, "Whoa, that must be something."
100%.
Yeah, we never thought like we never knew it was something until we were older.
Yeah, I suppose if you're almost like grown up around it, it becomes a norm to you basically at that point.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
So I'm not gonna say Dad had a lot of luxuries in his life. He drove normal entry-level cars. I'm talking like he drove Nissan Sunnies and things like that. Later on in life, he started driving Mercedes. Now, this guy, he's like a snob now. He won't drive nothing but a Merc.
Yeah.
But then it was just like, that I think was the only luxury item he owned. It was his watches, yeah. And I loved it. And like I said, I owned a lot of GMTs and Submariners and Daytonas. And for a guy with the name Mr Hublot, I owned a lot of Rolexes.
So I was going to ask you, the businesses that you had involvement in when you were younger,
Yeah.
how do you think that transpires into what you do today?
So I learned the online market. I used the fact that I know the industry, what products I could sell to a man and a woman, the demographic. I'll know where I know like where the money is to be made, but you just need another product now. I done jewelry. I know I could open another one today and smash it.
Yeah,
I know I could.
sure.
So many people said to me, "Oh, you used to do that then. Why didn't you do legit jewelry?" And I know I could do it because I know a lot of people in this field. I know a lot of diamond dealers in London, and I tell them I could get it cheaper. I even talked to like Chrono. I'm like, "Bro, I could get GIA diamonds at this prices," and he's like, "That's fucking incredible."
Unheard of.
Not unheard of. It's like for a guy who's not in the business
Yeah.
to get that kind of deals, it's good.
100%.
Those guys are getting the same deals.
Yeah.
Those guys in Hatton Garden, they're getting the same deals. But I don't own a jewelers.
Yeah.
But I can get the same
Same deal, yeah.
because I know the right people.
Yeah.
So I got a lot of connects in diamonds in Belgium, in USA, the diamond district in USA, in Israel, in Hong Kong. India's massive in diamonds. Huge.
Yeah, I've heard, yeah.
Yeah. And so I got a lot of connects in these places, but I don't want to do that. I really don't want to do that.
Why is that?
I don't know. I think it's like a closed chapter for me. That's the thing.
Oh, okay, fair
Yeah.
enough. Makes
I think
sense.
that's what it is.
I've got so many questions for you, and I'm sure everyone else does as well. But I want to ask one of the main things, aside from business, obviously people might be watching this right now thinking, why are you wearing a mask? Ladies and gentlemen, today I am excited, and I'll tell you why. Because over the course of CEOCAST, you've seen me wear Lord timepieces, and I'm glad to say they are the sponsor of this episode. And like I said, I've been wearing it for over a year now, so I know what it feels like to have luxury on your wrist. They are some of the most comfortable luxury watches you can get, and for the price, you really can't go wrong. My personal favorite is the one that I'm holding, the Jet Black Bolt. And with them sponsoring this episode, you can get 10% off at lordtimepieces.com. All you gotta do is use the code CEOCAST and get 10% off at checkout. They got watches for you ladies and men. So the next time you want a luxury watch when you go out, look no further. Go to lordtimepieces.com, use code CEOCAST at checkout for 10% off plus free shipping. Boy, the amount of people that will ask me how much this watch is mad. But with that being said, let's get straight back to the episode. Why have you got shades on?
I'm wearing a mask because the government made me. Do you understand?
Yeah.
There's a pandemic going on, but in a way, it works in my favor.
Yeah.
When they start introducing the mask, I'm like, yo, this is good for me. I could start showing my face
Now you
on
don't have to
social
use the
media.
Apple emoji and
That's
stuff like
right.
that. Yeah.
And I was loving it.
Yeah.
Okay, so it was a social media thing. I wanted to, what's the word, stunt? I wanted to be myself without getting hate.
Okay.
And I used to have an Instagram account called Mr. Mez. That's my name, Mez. And I remember I used to post like my watches or whatever, and they're like, look at this Bengali cunt. I bet it's fake. I bet it's this. I bet it's that. I bet he's a fraudster. Look at him. He looks like a fraudster. All this shit. And I didn't like it. I hated it. I deleted it. I'm like, fuck this. And I actually joined Instagram for one reason. Do you know what that is?
Go on.
To buy watches.
Oh, is it?
Yes,
Yeah, 'cause there's
to
a lot
buy
of watch dealers on there,
watches.
innit?
Somebody told me you could get good deals on Instagram. There's a
Yeah.
lot of players out there. And so then I came back on, and I think it was in 2014 or 15, I came back on Instagram and I hid my face. And I would say, my pictures are deleted now, but I know I was the first to blur my face from the ones I know of.
Yeah.
Okay. I know that I can say 100%. And I also know I'm the first one to put a emoji on my face on a post. I know that 100% I did that.
Yeah.
I did it the day Apple launched the app.
Yeah.
the new iPhone, and that was available.
Yeah, that feature where, it turns your face into...
That's right.
your
And
choice.
I'm like, I put on my story.
Yeah.
I was flying out to Seychelles, I think, and I put on my story, and I liked the picture, and I saved it, and I posted it.
Yeah.
And that was it. And the
random.
main reason is I don't want the hate. I like privacy. I like to show off my life, at the same time keep it private. I like to say, I'm in Dubai, I'm here for a business trip, but nobody knows what business. So, so that's the reason why I like to hide my face. And soon when the government says, oh, you don't need to wear a mask anymore, I think I'm going to continue wearing it for social media purpose.
Yeah, I don't see why you wouldn't, to be fair.
Yeah. And I actually like it. I think it looks cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think there would ever be a time when people get to see your face on social media?
No, I'm not. I won't expose it myself, but I know there's a lot of cunts out there that they would want to do that.
Yeah.
Or what I mean, because like, guys, they know I want my privacy, but they're like, oh, I don't know what they're going to gain showing my face, because I'm a nobody. It's not like if I was a huge megastar.
Yeah, it's clout, isn't it?
Yeah, and they try doing it a few times, and they know what has happened to them.
Yeah.
And Chrono's exposed me a few times.
Is it?
Do you know? Yeah, this guy, he's put me on his story a few times. And I'm like, delete that shit, man.
So what, was Chrono the first person you bought watches from? Is that how you know?
No. First people in London, I've dealt with a lot of people before Chrono. And I'll get to the story how I met Chrono.
Yeah.
And I bought watches. I knew people in New York. Well, because I used to do a lot of business in America. I had the contacts in the New York area. And I used to buy watches from them. I was a huge fan of Breitling.
Yeah.
Huge fan of Breitling. I don't think I got a single picture on my social media of Breitling, but I own about 4 of them.
Yeah.
And I used to buy from this guy in New York. And when
Breitling's, correct me if I'm wrong, but they're the ones in Bentleys, aren't they?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're in Bentleys, yeah. And I had the nav timer. I had the Seamaster, I think it's called. I forgot the names of them. And so I used to buy from a guy in New York, and he used to send it to me, and then I'm like, send it back, ice it out. And he used to ice it out and send it back to me. Yeah. And this is before all these local boys started doing the bus stops. I'm talking a long time ago, man. I'm talking 2007, 8, 9.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
That was before bus down was even a thing.
Yeah.
Mainstream thing.
But it inspired me, because I was a huge fan of hip hop.
Yeah.
And I used to see these guys, and I wanted the same. I really wanted the same. Like, they're the real influencers. Do you know that?
What, the hip hop?
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they never said, "Oh, this is a sponsored post." You're just looking at it and say,
I want that.
I want that.
Yeah.
I want that. Do you understand? And to me, they're proper influencers. They influence me to buying all this shit that I don't need. And it's very difficult to resell iced out watches, man. It is very difficult.
Yeah, no, I was literally just talking about this with Chrono as well, just asking if it ruins the value and stuff.
Yeah, it ruins it. The thing is, they will all tell you, buy it if you like it. Don't buy it thinking you're going to make money.
Yeah, no,
you're not going to make money on it.
Yeah.
No way. And I said, I'm never, ever going to buy another after-sale watch as long as I live.
Yeah.
On Chrono's birthday, I see the new Cartier's rocking iced out. I'm like, yo, that's mine. I put on my wrist and I said, I'm transferring the funds ASAP. And he goes, I got it for my birthday. I'm like, no, I'm taking it.
Yeah, it's my birthday now.
Done.
Mad. So that's how you met him, basically?
No, I didn't meet him there. So I was buying a watch from, it's a good shop in Hatton Gardens, Diamond Watches London, Excellence by Danny. And I was buying the Rolex Rainbow. Yeah. And I've been negotiating with the guy. The guy agreed to a price, sent him the deposit, popped down, bought the watch. I'm leaving, and this is about 9 years ago. And I actually met Chrono way before then, but we weren't like buddies. We just we knew each other.
Acquaintances,
that's a high and buy and all that. And so I bought this watch, and I'm leaving the showroom. And I remember I was driving off, and I had one of my boys with me, and my phone started buzzing, and I answer it, and it's one of my cousins gives me a call. He goes, "You just bought a Rainbow." I'm like, "How the fuck do you know?" Yeah. I'm like, "How do you know?" And he goes, "The guys who sold it to you contacted Chrono and said, we sold your watch to this guy."
Yeah.
I said to him, "All right, cool." I said to my cousin, "All right, cool. Give me his number." I gave him a call, and I said, "Listen, get me that iced out GMT. I want that."
Yeah.
I said, "You get me that, I'll buy it off you now." And he said, "All right, done." Gives me a call back. He goes, your watch is ready in a few days. And I met him in Chippenham. I bought it. And he told me, and I do believe him. He goes to me, he goes, I didn't make money on you. Probably made a few hundred quid, whatever it is, because I didn't make money on you. And I knew it was cheaper than anywhere else by thousands. And he did that so he could get me into my pockets. Do you understand? Start buying watches from him. And since then, I've spent at least a lot of money on watches with this guy. I bought literally everything from him. And I only trust 2-3 watch dealers. I won't buy from anyone. I like Lux watches. I know Nick very well. He sold me a few Hublot. But with Chrono, I think you get the best deal, definitely. And I bought a lot of watches from him. I bought a few Richard Mille. He sold me this. Do you understand? There's watches I bought from him that nobody knows I bought. Do you know why? I put my name to it. He'll give me a call and he'll be like, yo, listen, I got this for sale. It's going to jump up. I'm like, I'll take it.
Yeah.
And I've never talked about
social media.
That's right. I only expose what I wear.
Yeah.
And everything I put out on my social media is everything I own. I'm not going to rock someone else's watch and say it's mine.
Yeah.
Of course, when I meet a few of my boys, we swap watches and just take a picture and that's that. But we never say that's mine. And half the times I swap, I'm actually downgrading. I'll put a Richard Mille on the wrist and I'll put on like a Daytona.
Yeah.
Do you understand? But I love Daytona. I think it's the best watch in the world.
So what is your favorite brand of watches then?
My favorite brand of the watch? Okay, so the name came from this. When I was changing my Instagram name from Mr. Maz, I couldn't think of a name. I literally couldn't think of a name. And I had the black ceramic Hublot on, and I forgot the name of it. I had the rose detailing, King Power. And I said, do you know what? I'm going to call him Mr. Hublot. Because I was calling Mr. something and it's giving me alternative. One of them was Cartier something. And I said, no, I'll call myself Mr. Hublot and I'll change it in a few days when I think of something better. And I think it's been a few years and I'm still trying to think of something better. Yeah. Yeah. So it's nothing to do with the love of watches. You know, I actually, I like the brand Hublot.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say the brand. I like the watches they make. Not everything they make. I think a lot of the shit they make is garbage. And the Instagram will make you believe it's fucking shit. Do you know why? Because people that don't own a piece, they read articles, Hublot's a bullshit brand, and they're sheeps. They'll be like, okay, it's a shit brand. Yeah. And then they fall in love with a brand that they're never going to wear. They'll be like, no, it's all about Richard Mille. It's all about this. It's all about that. No, it's all about what you like, man. Don't listen to people. You know, I'm wearing this. People say to me, it looks like a Power Ranger piece. I'm like, you don't got to wear it. Why do you?
I think it's one of the sickest watches. I like mechanics.
Have a closer look, man.
I love mechanics and, the way things work and all that stuff.
It's ridiculous.
And the way that is, so wait, hold on. So where's the date and the time? I can't even work this one out.
There's no date. So let me show you. Power Reserve by there.
Yeah.
That's the time. So right now it's showing 5.
Yeah.
And then it's the minute, 10. So it's 10 past 5. Check your watch. Is it right? And it's got tourbillon at the bottom.
10 past 5, yeah.
Yeah, tourbillon at the bottom.
Yeah.
And by there you'll see the second hand move.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. Yeah.
It's ridiculous. And the mechanism behind it, I think when it was made, it had more components than any watch in the world. It had the most power reserve.
Can I see it one more time again?
Yeah, go for it.
Thank you. Yeah, that is one beautiful piece. So what is it, like a Ferrari special or something?
Yeah, it's based on the LaFerrari engine.
Okay.
Yeah. Limited
that
to
makes
50.
sense because,
But that's where they killed the brand of Hublot. Do you know what they did? They made it limited to 50.
Yeah.
Then they made a black edition.
Of this?
Yeah, and they made a sapphire version. And then they made a pink version and a green version. And it's true. So it's not, to me, it doesn't feel limited.
It's just like the cars, because when they release a car, they'll say, like the LaFerrari coming out.
But there's a lot of watch brands, once they make it limited to a specific car, they're not going to do another one.
Yeah.
Of that.
Yeah.
You know, Richard Mille done a few McLaren ones.
Yeah.
I know they did one limited to the Senna.
Yeah.
And then they got other McLaren ones, but it's not again limited to Senna. This is limited to LaFerrari. Then they make another one limited to LaFerrari. Then another one. But LaFerrari's not making more for LaFerraris. Why are you making more limited pieces? It makes no sense. But I don't think it's a watch that I would say I loved this like crazy. I wanted this. That's why I bought it.
What's your favorite watch in your collection?
My favorite watch in my collection is my AP, my rose gold AP. Yeah, I love that watch.
Have you got a picture of it on Instagram?
I don't know. I deleted all my watch pictures from Instagram.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I deleted all of them. Someone said I'm showing off, so I said, he goes to me, you're showing off with watches. I said, you know what, I'll delete all of them.
Yeah, but didn't you want to show off your lifestyle though?
I do, but now I put on story.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I just leave on story, and if they see on the wrist, they see on the wrist.
Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense.
But yeah, and the new one I bought from Chrono, that Patek, I think it is incredible. I bought one back in the days from him, an anniversary edition, and this one I think is just something special.
So these watches that you buy, do you see them as an investment, or do you just see it as joy?
Never ever bought a watch as an investment. Recently, I put my name down to it because I know they're going to go up.
Yeah.
But I've always bought a watch that I liked. I bought one I remember as an investment. It's the Haribo Rainbow Yachtmaster Rolex, and I was advised by a guy called Chrono 750, bro, it's going to jump up. I put my name down to it, I bought it. I waited 2 years. Guess how much I made?
God.
I lost 10 grand.
Damn.
Yeah, I lost 10 grand and I sold that. And I think I checked it recently. It's just gone back to the price I paid and it's garbage.
Did you say anything to Chrono?
No, of course not, because he saved me so much money over the years that I don't give a shit. And again, I think I felt like I was bullied into that watch. I never liked it. I told you, I only like to buy watches I like, not what someone tells me to buy. And the first time I bought an investment piece, I made a loss. But then I bought Richard Milles for like 77,000 and they were worth over 300,000. I bought that, the RM30 from Chrono. By the time I paid him, it jumped up. Do you understand?
Yeah, mad.
It's crazy. You know, some watches, I think all my watches have jumped up in value. Even this, he rang me a few times. He wants to buy it back. He goes, I got to buy it for you. And I actually said, if it's reasonable, I will
Buy it.
I will sell it, yeah. But they're offering me, you might say it's a lot of money, 40 grand more. I know I could make much more. So
On that one?
Yeah. I know. From what I paid, I know I could make much more.
How much more do you think? Because 40 grand is still a lot of money.
Yeah, but I don't think...
someone's average salary.
Yeah, you're right. And will you sell your watch knowing that someone will pay 60?
Oh, no.
No.
Okay.
So I know I could make 60 or I could make
20
80.
grand more than the
I genuinely think I could make much more than 40 on this profit. So I'm just holding out on it.
Yeah.
And if the price comes in, I'll probably sell it. And knowing me, I'll probably buy another one, but maybe the Sapphire edition, one of the other bullshit limited they make. Yeah.
All right, let's go back to business now. So earlier on in the podcast, you said you don't want to mention, or I think it was off camera or before the podcast, you don't want to mention your brand's names or companies' names. Why is that?
Privacy. I don't want to be affiliated with these companies.
Why so?
I had a lot of hate back in the days. Someone knew what I did for a living and they used it against me. They started writing bullshit articles and they give my company a bad name. And based on that, I don't want to do this. Yeah. But I do own a lot of different things. It's my main bread and butter. I never like to talk about, but I've opened a lot of restaurants. When I mean open, I got partners. I've invested in a lot of things like rice and oil, supermarket, cash and carry, properties. That's one thing I do in Dubai.
Yeah,
you were shocked.
Like you said earlier on, well, downstairs when I met you, you said you got property here. Yeah,
you said, do you stay here normally? And I said, no, I stay in my home.
Yeah.
And I got a penthouse in the marina. I got another one in Dubai Hills. It's an incredible villa. It's going to be complete next year.
Yeah, but no, that's on rent, isn't it? So
no, the penthouse is on rent, not the villa. Villa's not complete, yeah.
But that's another way of making money as well.
Yeah, but I never wanted to rent it. I only put it on rent when I found out I'm not entering Dubai any day soon. And I pay in a lot of money in service charge. You don't understand. People don't make a salary.
Where's that in Dubai Marina, is it?
Yeah. I'm paying a lot in service charge. And I called up one of the boys I know in Dubai. I said, can you get this property out? He's like, yeah, done. Consider it done. And I'm always worried about one thing in the home.
Go on.
I don't care about the furniture because I'm all covered. I got an incredible Hublot wall clock. It's from the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix.
Okay.
And it's huge. I got a few in my home and in my office, but this one's incredible. And during the Grand Prix, I think they had it on a yacht or something. And someone called me saying, do you want to buy it? I'm like, yeah, send it to my penthouse. And it took like 4 guys to put it up.
Oh, seriously? Oh, so it's quite...
It's big and heavy.
Okay.
Yeah.
I imagine it to be one of those wall clocks. Like, people have the Rolex wall clocks and stuff.
You mean people fake Rolex wall
those
clocks?
ones, yeah. I thought obviously I didn't think it would be fake, but that sort of size.
Yeah, no, you could like chuck them in the air, use it as frisbee. Not one of them. No, they're heavy. I think it's about 30 kilos.
Damn.
Yeah, and as you're lifting it up a ladder, it feels much more heavier. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So I remember they've got guys in and they put these massive bolts in the wall to hold it up. Because you couldn't just put a screwdriver in there. Hammer it in. No, it's not going to happen. I've invested in Dubai on properties, but I didn't invest to make money. I invested because I feel one day maybe I'll move out here and I'll live here. That's the reason why I did it.
So, I don't know if you mentioned, but obviously you're from London.
I was born in London. I'm not from London.
So yeah, born in London. Now, with the lifestyle that you have, how often do you actually stay in London?
In UK, you're talking about, yeah?
Yeah.
I like to travel like crazy, man. I think I'm away at least twice a month. Yeah, I'm away. I love traveling. I think every businessman will agree traveling is one of the best things you can do. It teaches you a lot of skills, survival, negotiations, other things. Plus, it opens your eyes. You'll see a concept. You're like, yo, I could do this in UK.
It's funny. Even though I've been to Dubai plenty of times before, because it's the first time I'm here filming, I've been able to network like so much more. Like yesterday.
Did you see what I got here?
What's that?
The gift. People trying to
exactly
network with me. Yeah, like you're drinking these champagne. This gold gilded champagne, non-alcoholic. Someone sent it to my room. He wants to network with me. He left his details.
Yeah.
And that's in Dubai. There's a lot of money to be made. However, everyone's the same, and I'll tell you what that is. The guys you network with, you'll say, "Oh, I'm going Zuma for lunch." They'll be like, "I know the owner." Everyone happens to know the owner of everything.
Yeah.
They know the owner. They know this person. My friend owns it. My friend's the manager. My friend's this. My friend's that.
Yeah.
Everyone in Dubai want to finesse you. And I will say it's mainly the workers. The Emiratis, they'll never do nothing like that. Never, ever. I know a lot of powerful Emirati guys here. Very powerful. I'm going dinner later with a friend of mine. I told you I'm not going to drop the name, but you know who he is, right?
Yeah.
His net worth is like ridiculous. And these guys will never try and finesse you.
No, of course not, no.
No, they will never ever do.
But you'll find that the people, I guess, who are trying to impress you.
That's the thing. They want to impress you until they can dissect into you.
Yeah.
And you get that in Dubai. You get that in London as well, but London, we know the game.
Yeah.
But in Dubai, they'll treat you like a king, these guys. They'll hire out cars, they'll pay for rooms and hotel suites until they can get into your pocket. Yeah. And if you're smart enough, you'll just fucking use these guys and walk on and find someone else. I'll let them finesse me. If someone wants to pay for this bill, I won't say no. I'm like, fucking pay it.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, pay it. The other day, someone wants to meet me. I told him, send me a kulina and I'll come and meet you. And he tried arranging it and he told me, I couldn't get one. I'm like, then I don't want to meet you. The reason why I wanted a kulina is because I wanted to be chauffeured around in Dubai. I hate paying for a taxi.
Yeah.
And if someone else is going to fulfill the bill, why not? Take
Have you
advantage.
got your car here yet?
No, I've never bought a car in Dubai. And I never rented a car in Dubai. Do you know why? Whenever I'm here, I got friends always giving me their cars.
Yeah.
Always. They always give me with the drivers and all that. I don't drive in other countries, by the way.
Do you not?
No. I said I never rented. I only rented once in my life, and that was in Singapore during the Grand Prix. I rented a Ferrari F430, and
Singapore's right-hand drive anyway, isn't it?
Yes,
yeah.
And that's another reason why I did that.
Yeah, and comfortability as well.
Of course, and do you know what? It felt right during the F1 ripping around in a Ferrari. Yeah. But apart from that, I've never ever rented a car in my life. No, I get chauffeurs all the time. I'm in Paris, I'll book myself like an S-Class or something like that. Even normal cars, E-Classes, but I will not drive myself.
So on this portion of the podcast, you will see that unfortunately I will have to blur Mr Hublot's face due to privacy reasons. And he's smoking a cigar, so that's why the mask got to come down. But while you're doing it, while you're lighting your cigar, I'm going to ask you, obviously we're in Burj Al Arab right now.
Yes.
Very expensive hotel.
Yes.
Accordingly, apparently, 7-star hotel, only one in the world, everything made out 24 karat gold. You're here for how many nights?
I'm here 3 nights here.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to be in Abu Dhabi, Emirates Palace.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to, there's this villa in a desert by Ras Al Khaimah, and it's ridiculous. I think people seen Instagram pictures. You're in a desert and it's got like a villa with pools and all that. It's about 6,000-7,000 square foot. And I'm going to be staying there for a few days, and then I jet back to the UK.
Damn. So how much does a place like this cost? We'll start with this place and then we'll move to the other ones.
So I'm staying in the entry level room.
Yeah.
Suite, by the way. They don't do rooms here.
Yeah, they don't just do a bed and a table. They do. Well, you lot would have seen it in the walk around anyway, but yeah.
It's close to $2,000 a night. Yeah, and this is entry level. And I've stayed here. I paid $4,000 a night. I had the 2-bedroom panoramic suite. And I've stayed here and I don't want to say how much I spent, but I spent a lot of money.
How much money do you think you spend daily?
Daily, I don't know. We're talking traveling or just normal?
Normal, day-to-day
My life is very simple, believe it or not.
Yeah?
Yeah, my life is very simple. Everything I own, I bought a personal. Nothing's under the company. I don't own a single car under the company, none of that. I've had a lot of issues with police and things like that. And every time they come, they cannot
say anything.
They cannot say anything.
Yeah.
Everything is legit. Do you understand? And I've had issues with them, not because I'm a bad person. I've had issues with them because the companies I deal with, they got issues with them. So when they investigate them, they end up investigating myself.
Yeah.
And last year, I went through a huge depression. They seized a lot of my assets and money.
Why is that?
Because of the company I'm dealing with, I mean, they got problems and they're doing bad things. And because I paid for substantial goods and stocks with this company, I came on to the radar. They're probably thinking I'm a partner and things like that. And they put me in a huge depression. Huge depression. They seized like close to 2 million in business assets, but they couldn't touch my personal. Not my cars, not my watches, none of that. They arrested me. I was wearing my LaFerrari. They couldn't take it because I got paperwork for everything, paper trail. However, there's one thing they took. They took one of my brake links because I got no paperwork. I bought it a long time ago, and they took it and they used a word to this day that pisses me off. They used a word saying replica. And I said, I don't wear replica. I don't know nothing replica. They've been to my home. They've seen everything. I said, there's nothing replica. And they said, Breitling don't make this watch. Do you know why they called it a replica?
Because they haven't seen it before.
Iced out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is it? Okay.
Yes. Yeah. Afterset. And that's why it's a replica.
Yeah.
So it's like if you buy a Urus now and put a Haman kit on it.
Yeah, they'll say
it's a replica.
Yeah, okay.
Lamborghini didn't make that. And that's how they look at it. And that pissed me off. And to this day, I'm still waiting for them to give me my money back.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for my stock. But I haven't heard nothing. And if I was a bad boy, I would be behind bars by now. Definitely. It's been over 12 months. They haven't contacted me or nothing.
Yeah, I mean, not even just that, but if anyone thought anything dodgy of you,
people don't know me. People don't know me.
Or something.
I got a very small circle. And they're well respectable guys, normal guys.
Yeah.
Do you understand? I don't have friends that say, let's go Zuma. I got friends that says, are we having fish and chips down your place or mine? Like that. Yeah. And the good guys, working guys. And I like this. Of course, I know a lot of high rollers as well. And when I'm around them, I tend to be like them. Yeah. I'll be like, okay, let's go to this fancy joint, or let's do this, let's do that. But I prefer not to do that. And do
you think that's because your upbringing, though?
I don't know. I think it's because I think deep inside me, I'm a bit of a hater when I see things like that. I see things like it's all for show, and I don't want to be part of that show. Yeah. And you might say, you're here for show. I don't believe it. I feel like I deserve this. I worked hard for it. If it was for show, I'll stay here every fucking time I'm in Dubai. Yeah. Do you understand? I love Dorchester. Everyone knows I love Dorchester that knows me. It's not for show. There's better hotels. Sorry. No, there ain't better hotels. There are more expensive hotels in London. Mandarin Orient and, Bulgari. They're much more expensive. I prefer Dorchester. I still think it's the best hotel in the world. One of the best.
Why is that? Because of the service and everything like that?
Yes, they treat me like a king, man. Every time I'm there, they treat me like a king. They know my family.
Even here, they know you, bro. Because when I came in, as I was driving in, I gave your room number, said that, and he was like, "You're here to see Mr Hublot?" I was like, "Oh shit! Like, am I coming to see the king?"
Yeah. No, I think they want everyone to feel special in these type of hotels. Yeah. So before you come to the hotel, they learn your name. They learn a lot of things about you. Yeah. And they pass. Say that I'm jumping the lift right now. There's a butler on the hall, and he'll press the button, and he'll radio downstairs say, "Mr Hublot's coming down." Yeah. Got a blue top on or whatever, and they probably never seen you, and they'll be like, "Hey, Mr Hublot, how's your stay?" And that's how the word travels.
Yeah, it's even downstairs at the reception when I was there, the guy was like, obviously I said, "Yeah, I'm here to see you." He was like, he just left his suite right now. I was like, "How do you know that?" Like, what? This hotel's mad. But yeah, like you said, it's probably better before, isn't it?
Do you want to smoke one?
You know what? I know cigars mean a lot to you, so I don't want to waste one. I'll be honest.
Do you know this? I always smoke normal. When I mean normal, I got a box of Monte Cristos by there. Yeah. And a box of them is about £400 or £500. Yeah. For this interview, I got myself a special one because I know you said to me before, oh, what do you want to do? I said, I want to do it in my room. I want to smoke a cigar.
Yeah, I said be yourself. Yeah, do
And
whatever you
I
like.
thought I'll get something special, and this is something special, man. That's why I thought I'll let you try
So what
it.
is that? Let's talk about cigars. We were talking about it off camera,
Yeah.
and it was just fascinating. Like, you're clearly passionate about your cigars.
Yeah, and it's not for show. I love cigars. I love in Chrono's wedding the other day, while he was doing his photo shoot, I burnt like 3-4 cigars. And the guy goes to me, he walked over to me. He goes, yo, you really like cigars? He goes, I thought you did it for show. Why would I do it for show?
Yeah.
Why would I continue for I've been smoking cigars for about 12 years. Why would I continue the show for 12 years? I might as well get into it.
Yeah.
Do you understand? No, I enjoy cigars. And this is Behiki I'm smoking, and it's aged. And the only way I could explain it to you, like that Monte Cristo I'm smoking, it's like ripping around in a Porsche. A Behiki, any cigar enthusiast will tell you, he's smoking a Bugatti Chiron. Because that's what it is. And I mean entry-level Chiron, not even a Purse Sport or Super Sport. I'm talking the entry-level one.
So what would be like a Purse Sport then?
Purse Sport would be, this is the 52, the 54 will be Purse Sport. And what's the other Bugatti they do, that limit? Divo.
Yeah.
Will be the 56.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how much is one you're smoking right now? How much money are you
I think
smoking
list
away?
price on a box of these, I don't know, because I haven't paid list in a long time. I think they're about £800 for a box, but after market prices right now, it's about £3,000-4,000, and this is aged by 9 years, so they're like double, triple. So a single cigar is about £1,200-1,500.
So when you're smoking that right now, do you not think, shit, I'm smoking away £1,500 right now? Or
Yeah, but I'm thinking about this show. I gotta look good, man.
fair enough. Yeah, no, you enjoy your cigars. They're too expensive for me to smoke, but yeah, they look baller.
Yeah, I love it. It's good, man.
So yeah, so going back to traveling, like you said, you travel a lot. Started in e-commerce. As you've been traveling around the world, like how many business ventures have you gone into?
Okay, so I invested in Bangladesh, in rice and oil.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, I've been finessed by some motherfuckers out there as well.
Yeah.
Honestly, the crooks everywhere. My own kind I'm talking about. Do you understand?
Yeah.
And yeah, they tried finessing me. They took a lot of money out of my pocket. I got knocked on a lot of projects out there. I made a lot of money out there as well. But yeah, in rice and oil, and through my brother, he owns a cash and carry supermarket, and I invested in that as well.
In Bangladesh?
No, in UK.
Okay,
in
yeah.
UK, and it's doing very good. And I invested in that company, and we're trying to make it even more big. So I love brands. I love owning brands. I own a few brands myself. I said in his cash and carry, I want to see my brand. So we're working on rice, oil, and some like tinned goods and all that. And pre-pandemic, we were ready to go. We had huge meetings with big oil distributors in UK, in Netherlands, and a few other places. And that came to a halt. But I think within the next 3 to 6 months, we're going to start again, reignite this, and hopefully my brand will be out there. And again, nobody will know it's my brand.
Yeah.
But I will know, which will make me happy.
Yeah.
So
I just want to state this on camera right now as well. Yeah. Normally, when I do podcasts with people and they say they don't want to say the company or something, generally off camera I know. This is one of the occasions where I don't know. I asked Mr Hublot as I walked in. He said no.
Yeah, I said no, it ain't gonna happen. And I went on to say, only Chrono found out recently.
Yeah, literally.
I'm surprised he hasn't exposed me yet.
You're 33, 34 now, you said?
Turning 34 next month.
Turning 34 next month, yeah. From an outside perspective, it might seem like, you know what, you've had no struggles or something. So let's talk about some of that.
Struggles.
Yeah. Have you had any hardships, to get to your position right now?
I've had bad days in work where I lost a lot of money, and it's very hard to get back on your feet again.
Yeah.
So yeah, of course, I have stress every now and then. I have had issues with companies, with suppliers, with customs, with police, with trading standards. Nothing has ever stuck, by the way. None of them has successfully done anything.
Yeah.
Do you understand? But like any company, you have these issues. The bigger the company, the more you have.
The issue, yeah.
I remember one thing I hate bad reviews.
Yeah.
Okay, I hate bad reviews. And as the company grows, I get more bad reviews.
Yeah, but I suppose that's natural though, isn't it?
And then one day, I thought, you know what? I'm going to have a look at reviews of my favorite shops, Harrods. fuck, they go even worse than me. And I had a bit of a relief.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, you're going to say, but Harrods 10 times bigger. No, the aggression of these reviews. The worst company ever. Don't trust this. I remember reading a review, sold them a fake product. I'm like, what the fuck? Do you understand?
Yeah.
So when I see things like that, I feel a bit better about myself. And I own a few restaurants. I invested. I got very good business partners, and they in the industry for a long time. And every time, not every time. So when I met my business partner in the restaurant, he contacted a mutual friend of mine and said, I need an investor. I'm running out of funds to do what I need to do. And he's already plugged in hundreds and thousands. And he just needs the last little cash. And I said, I'll give it to you. And all I did is just like took him to the end. That's it. He'd done all the legwork. He'd done everything. And he opened very successful restaurant. And he's running a very good. He runs with his family, and I love it. I pop in every now and then. I even pop in. Nobody knows who I am. They don't know I own it. If his family sees me, or a few of the waiters that I've introduced myself, they'll be like, hey, how are you? Etc. Or they'll give me the bill and I will pay it.
Yeah.
I'll pay the bill and I'll walk out. And then he'll give me a call, my business partner, what the fuck did you do? Why'd you pay the bill? I goes, it's okay. They didn't know.
Is the restaurant in London?
No, it's where I live.
You spend a lot of time in London though.
Yeah, I used to spend before pandemic every other weekend. And recently I probably go like once a month. Yeah, I like London. It calls me. I feel like I was born there, but I was too young to remember. And when I go back now, I feel like I belong there. Will I live there? No, I'll be broke, man. I'll be broke within a month if I lived in London.
Why is that?
I feel like everyone's competing with everyone, and I'm
Keep
gonna
up with the Joneses, basically.
Yeah, and I'll fall for that trap as well. I know this. I know I will fall for it. Like, I'll tell you an example about
But don't you
CEOCAST.
feel like you could live the life that you're living right now, and other people will try to keep up to you?
I feel like they're already doing that.
Yeah.
But I prefer in my city because I get a lot of love, and I feel like I could inspire a few others. I get a lot of hate as well in my city, but they hate me for what I represent. And that is like, I'm doing well. But the moment they talk to me, I don't think they could say anything bad to me.
Where you reside, is that in the UK though?
Yes.
Okay. Before we round it up and before we go take a walk around the Burj again, what future plans, what future projects do you hold? Because you're still very young. And I can imagine that you've still got a lot more to do as well.
I got grey hair, believe it or not. A lot of them.
I don't believe it.
Yeah. They're creeping up every other day. I plucked the 1 or 2 grey beard I get.
Yeah.
So I'm feeling my age. And in the gym, I always feel it now. I used to bench 100. I'm struggling on 60, 70 now.
Yeah.
So
Age getting to you.
yeah, it's eating into me. I'm feeling too old.
It's either the age or the stress.
Both, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah. Poor sleep, poor diet and all that. Pandemic was a huge killer. Put everybody in depression, I would say. Everybody.
Yeah,
Do you
100%.
understand? I get depressed when I cannot travel. I get depressed from, I have a lot of problems in my life. Like everybody. You talk about anybody, your own problems, you'll find out they got similar.
Yeah.
And then you can relate. But then again, I'm very private about this and I don't want to relate with them. And as for future projects, I'm investing a lot in brands in Italy. I'm dealing with a lot of companies and I'm creating my own brand out there.
What, like your clothing lines?
We didn't say clothing line. It's a existing, so there's a brand that already exists. It's a huge brand. And I'm using their network to create something out there.
Okay,
so I don't want to say what it is.
Yeah.
And I got a few pieces already done and I wear it myself. A few other people wear it. I've sold a few design in the field I'm in. I sold a few designs to other companies and it's doing well. So I'm going to one day create my own and take it further. And that is, I feel like, I always said, that is going to make me rich when I do it myself.
Yeah.
When I beat, do you understand primary, secondary and tertiary? Yeah. I'm in the secondary and tertiary. Once I get into the primary, that's I cut out everyone, cut all the middlemen.
Yeah.
I'm going to source it, build it, sell it.
Do it all yourself.
Do it all myself. Do you understand? I'll probably just go pay for like packaging and distribution.
Yeah, no outsourcing or anything.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. And already into these factories.
Yeah. And that's where you make the
That's
real
where you
killing.
make the real money.
Yeah,
I feel like, because you would probably say, we're talking money. This is CEOCAST. It is all about money. Nobody comes on here and tells you how shit the life is. It's all about how good you want your life to be. And that's what it is. I want to make it, I feel like my life is good. I want to make it much better. Someone already told me, what will it take for you to end the role? Everyone's got a figure, and I got a figure.
Go on.
I'm not going to tell you. And I'm close to that figure, and I feel like he ain't going to end. So I need to set a new goal.
How many? Obviously, I know it's going to have an M at the end of it.
Yeah.
How many digits are we talking?
Right now, I'm in 8 figures. I want 9 figures.
Yeah.
I would say, not need. I want.
That's close to like $1 billion, then, isn't it?
No.
No. What you're saying?
7
no, that's
figures
like
is a million. 8 figures, 10 million.
Yeah.
9 figures into the hundreds of million.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It makes sense. Fair enough. But I want to ask you something more personal, maybe. Yeah.
Go for it.
Depends. You might answer it. You might not want to. What is it that you're working for? Like you're building all this wealth and everything. What is it for?
I don't know, to be honest. I think it's like a game I play with myself.
Is it like future family? Is it personal?
Of course, I want my kids to have 10 times better lifestyle I have.
Yeah.
I want them to work for it. I'm not going to give it to them.
Yeah.
I'm not going to give it. People think, he's going to give it to them. No, I'm not going to give it to them. I want them to go and get educated and things like that. But I think I want the name to have a legacy. And if you've got enough wealth and you've done well, you're always going to have that legacy. So the next of kin and the next of kin, it will always live on. I always say, I want to be remembered by my kids. That's it. Nobody else. I don't give a shit about anyone else, to be honest. I want them to remember it.
Yeah.
And them to remember how hard I worked. I'm not home. I'm always away working or doing whatever it is. I want them to see the struggle and they tell stories. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So that is one thing. And another thing, I know you ask everyone, what does success mean to you?
You asked the question yourself.
I asked the question, what success means to you. I'll tell you why, and it felt really good. It's when my dad tells me, fuck, man, I've been there. They talk about you. They're like, oh, Abdul's son just dropped 300 grand on a car. Things like that. And it's actually funny. He said he dropped 100 grand on a car, and dad corrected him, saying, no, it was 300. Things like that. And then he felt even more chuffed, and he loves it. And he's the first one to say he loves it when I stunt.
Does your dad still live in London?
In UK, yes.
In UK, okay.
Yeah. He still lives in UK. And he loves it. When I tell him, I'm off to Dubai for the weekend, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, or I'm in Montenegro, or I've been to 66 countries, bro.
Yeah.
66 countries, do you understand? And he loves it. He loves listening to these stories. I love telling him, I'm like, he goes Bangladesh or Saudi. I'm like, Dad, there's much better places in the world. Of course, I love my home country. There's much better places. And I want to take him, but he won't come with me.
No,
he won't come with me. I know he won't enjoy it.
I think you're just going to need to book him a ticket and drag him one time.
Do you know when I travel with him, I hate? Do you know why?
Why?
I can't smoke cigars. He doesn't know I smoke cigars.
What if he sees this right now?
We'll put an IP blocker on his phone and his laptop and all that. I'm in e-commerce. I know a few things with tech.
Yeah.
I'll go on the tech boys to handle it.
You could just tell him it was a one-off.
Yeah, I'd be like, this is a vape.
Yeah.
This is a vape. Yeah, and these are all CGI graphics when I light her up.
That's it, yeah. That's standard. I'm doing some really good editing right now. Even got the smoke going on and everything right now.
Yeah.
Sick. But what does success mean to you then?
Success, like I said, seeing my dad happy. Success means to me that I don't need to worry about where my next income's coming from. Like, I know people had a lot of struggle during pandemic. I feel sorry for them.
Yeah.
They're struggling on mortgages and things like that. And I feel like I'm blessed that I don't need to worry about that. Okay? I don't have that kind of worry, and it makes me happy. But again, anything can happen tomorrow. Do you understand?
Yes.
So anything can happen. I don't know what tomorrow holds. I've had a lot of scare in my companies. But another thing I will say to the young ones that are listening, don't feel like you made a success of one company and it'll live on forever. Be scared it's going to go. I'm a very negative person. I look at positivity, but I look at negativity more.
Do you know what I think about this? Sorry to interrupt you, but I think about this all the time as well, yeah? I think you get people who always positive, you get people who are negative, but then I think you get people who are realists as well.
Yeah, that's the word, realist.
I'm one of them people.
So what I did, when I started making money, I started looking at other projects, anything. I got friends that own pharmacy. They told me, do you want in? I'm like, yeah, I want in.
Yeah.
They end up doing it with someone else, but I don't say no. I got a guy who owns fish and chip chain. He goes, do you want in? I'm like, yeah, anything. I will invest in anything. If I believe in the project, if I trust the person. And when I say believe, I could see success. You could have all the connection in the world. Your company could be a success. If I don't trust you, I'm not going to invest in you. I don't give a fuck who you are.
Yeah,
Do you understand?
Yeah. Even if it's bulletproof plan.
That's right. I won't do it because I've done it and I've been knocked. Do you understand?
Yeah.
I've been knocked a lot. And when I mean knocked, I don't mean robbed. I mean like I invested in a project that failed and they knew it was going to fail.
Yeah.
And I should have done my research and I didn't. Yeah. And it's because of language barriers in countries and things like that. So now and another thing, I got all these projects I invest in. They're all local to me that I could get there in like matter of hours. Do you understand? I invested in Italy. I invested in Bangladesh. But I know these factories. I deal with them. I've been dealing with like 10, 12 years. Bangladesh is different. It's not local to me.
Yeah.
I did it based on someone else's word and I got fucked out there. But it didn't stop me from reinvesting. I reinvested and I'm making a bit of change. It's not making a lot of change, but anything is better than nothing.
100%, yeah.
And I always say, look for multiple streams of income, man. You don't focus on one. If you're doing well selling whatever this is, try and do another one.
How many income streams would you say you have? Because they say the average millionaire has 7 streams of
I got
income.
much more than 7. Yeah, much more than 7, yeah. I got property empire in Dubai, in UK.
Yeah.
I said it wrong. It's not an empire. I got properties in Dubai and UK.
Yeah.
That's income. Restaurants, a few online shops. I got 4 online shops. A few other retail premises and a few other things that I'm very like discreet about that I invested in. So I think there's about 8, 9 incomes. If we're looking at property as one, I'm talking UK and abroad, that's one income. Yeah. Restaurants as one, I'm not looking at 3 restaurants, that's 3 incomes.
Yeah,
I'm looking at another one.
Yeah.
I think it's about 8 or something, 8, 9.
Surely you can add more to that soon.
I hope so, yeah.
I think we definitely need to do a part 2, maybe when we're back in London.
Yeah, let's do it in London and we'll bring that other geezer along. You know who I'm talking about?
Mr. Chrono.
Yeah, we'll bring Chrono in because there'll be jokes with this guy.
Yeah, I think definitely a group chat sort of thing. Yeah, with yourself, Chrono. Maybe if one of your other boys wants to jump on as well.
Yeah. I'll speak to Mr. Travelgram. He's very knowledgeable. He's more older, more mature, been in the industry for a long time. You need to hit him up.
Yeah.
When I talk to him, I get mesmerized by his knowledge, his intellect, and that guy does business all over the world.
Mr. Travelgram, if you're watching this, I'm coming for you. CEOCAST is coming.
There you go.
If you want to see that podcast with Chrono, Mr. Hublot, and maybe someone else, let me know. 5,000 comments. No, 5,000 likes. What's your figure? You told me.
Let's not put a figure on it. If even one person wants to see us, good enough, man.
Right,
You'll probably inspire them.
Cool. If you don't want to see that episode, make sure you let me know in the comments below. Other than that, make sure you follow Mr. Hublot on the gram, follow CEOCAST, subscribe. All that sort of stuff.
It was nice,
Mr. Hublot, thank you for having me at this wonderful Burj Khalifa. Burj Al Arab. I want to say it like an Arab as well.
Yeah, Burj Al Arab.
That's it, yeah, you go. I'm not even bothered saying it again off that. You perfect it. But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed that and we'll catch you next time on the next episode of CEOCAST.
Good, man.
Yeah.
I'm so grateful and so proud of myself.
Marry me to be a developer, so that's going to come.
The whole team, every single one of us. He watches up north. These are
Challenge me. Subscribe. Do everything you need to do, yeah?